Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is Dr. Phil here. I'm coming here live from Sydney. Not really, it's probably recorded by the time you get this. But I'm coming here with this. Look at that beautiful little stone. I was just having a chat with Riley Gunn, who provided this stone, and I bought a whole heap of stuff of him very, very cheap, and I don't think it's going to come in the next couple of days, but maybe within a week or so, and that might coincide when a whole heap of his stock comes out. He was so good to me, so I thought I'd give him a bit of a plug. And a part of that plug is just going to show him some of the stuff that he does provide from time to time. And this is one of the things. Beautiful little Cooper stone. Little? No, it's a monster. So let's have a look and see what we can make out of it. I'll just give it a quick cut, and I'll see if I can rub it right back and see if we can get a nice gem out of it. So let's get cracking, hey? So this opal was pretty self-explanatory with a lot of nice blues in the middle of it, but you still have to do some of the cleaning work. You have to get rid of the stuff on the edges, and there were some pits in the middle of the stone. So I noticed I've been grinding and grinding away, and I decided that I'm not going to do that anymore. There's a nice triangular bit on the end. I'll just slice that off, and I can make that into another opal later on. So two more corners came off, and I had a nice little oval shape for the cabochon. As I was doing it, however, I noticed that there was actually some red in there as well as the blue that was sitting around. So I had quite a dilemma at that point in time. I wondered which side I needed to face up. Well, that's pretty spectacular. Sorry, I had to end the water. There's a nice chunk of red going through that, and because it's a Cooper PD, it's a little bit brittle and pieces were flying off at a bit of an uncomfortable rate. So I'm going to go and do some of the smoothing on a little bit more gentle a machine. So I moved it over to the disc sander, and this is essentially, it mimics a flat lap, and this is a 1000 grit sandpaper. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's pretty spectacular. There's colour popping out all over it. This is one of these rare stones that as you just keep going with it, it just keeps getting better and better. I know it looks white and it's a Cooper PD, but the colours are brilliant when you look at it, especially in natural light and possibly not on a phone. But this turn is turning out to be an absolute honker. Okay, I'm going to turn up the dial a bit. See if we can get something out of it. She's looking absolutely pretty. With increased speed comes a bit of increased risk. You could heat up the stone. So look at that. I wonder if there's a better lighting option here. No, I don't think so. No, not there. Oh well. You'll have to continue to look at the opal just like this whilst I get to look at it in all of its glory. But I guarantee you there's some nice stuff going on here. Hang on, let's see if this goes away, what happens. Yeah, it needs to be in a bit of shadow for this to really explain. Let's try that. Maybe you'll just have to believe me. It's a beautiful stone. Let's keep cutting it. Everything's just humming along here. What I'm doing now is I'm just actually making sure all the edges seem to be coherent. It's nice to have a symmetrical stone. Trust me on that one. It's very easy to get an asymmetrical stone. Very soon I'm going to make the decision to stick it on the dop stick. That's as good a time as any. Just having a look at this stone. There's a lot to like about this stone. And I thought I was doing Riley a favour. Okay, you just don't know where to look on this stone. What I'll do is I'll just take this side off a little bit more, and then I'll throw it on the top. There are advantages and disadvantages to dop sticks, so you just make sure that you get all the things that you can't do on a dop done before you throw it onto the dop stick. But you can always go back to it later if there's a problem. I think this is the side we're working on. works great. Okay, she's ready to go. Flip around and let's go. There's a lot of ways you can finish a stone. Basically, I go from 1000 to 5000 grit sandpaper, finish it with cerium oxide. You've only got to see the 1000 grit paper. Okay. So this is how it turned out. Still a little bit rough. What I'll do is I'll give it a bit of a fine polish and then I'll show you what it looked like in the end. Phone battery's dying, so I better finish this one off. Haven't quite finished it yet, but I thought I'd show you. I could weigh it too, but I can give you a rough estimate. It'll be about the 6 or 7 carat mark. So this is an absolutely enormous opal and is really pretty up close. It's been very hard for me to find the correct camera filter, and I don't like cheating, just to show it to you. But that's what it's looking like now. Thank you very much, 53 Frogs, or Riley Gunn, or whatever else you want to call him, and opals. This has been an absolutely stupendous opal, and it's been really, really cheap. Okay, so stop the thing. Grind off your finger. This off. Dink, and then get the stuff. Had a quiet and polite conversation with Roy from Roy's Rocks. He assures me that contamination is an issue with these things, and I keep these in the open. So I'm considering my options. I think what I'll do is I'll experiment first. I will say for sure whether contamination is an issue. I believe Roy, but like you've got to, where things aren't researched, you just kind of make sure that people aren't telling porkies. Here we go. I'm just putting some soap onto the wheel here. Hopefully. That's good enough. Yeah. Oh, we got some vibration. Now there's enough oxide on this just to polish the stone, I think. I put the soap on because all the wax from the chopstick makes it hydrophobic, makes the felt hydrophobic. This makes life a bit easier with soap because it has a property in which it accepts an oil and a water at the same time. It's got a big molecule which accepts oil on one side, it's got a small ionic molecule with a charged end with a polarity on the other end of it, and that means that it'll bond equally with oil and with water. So that's important to remember. This is where soil science and opals combined. If you have trouble watering your garden, just have a quick look. Just dig a small hole, maybe 1 or 2 centimeters. And if the soil is bone dry underneath there, you've got a problem with hydrophobic soils. And all you need to do to fix that is just a little bit of detergent. But it'll only work once or twice. Don't try that all the time. And the long-term solution for that is to just water your garden regularly. Don't water it huge amounts because that's wasteful of water. Basically, the more water you use, the more water evaporates. And the less water you use, the less water can evaporate. And so that means you kind of calculate what will keep your plants pretty much on the edge, and you use that amount of water. So long as you keep the soil moist, you can do all right. Oh, that's been great. The way I describe it with plants is that just make it so they're circling the drain. If you remember one of my other videos, 1500 kilopascals is what we call the wilting point, and it's measured in air pressure or suction because it's essentially the amount of suction that the plant has to do to get this moisture out of the soil. So think about the plant with the drinking straw. I think we're done anyway. Think of the plant with the drinking straw, trying to suck the water out. If you make the plant have to apply more than 1500 kilopascals of force to the suction, then it's just not within the plant to do it, and the plant will die. That's called the wilting point. I wonder how much of that conversation will remain in the video. You're either fortunate or not fortunate. Don't know which yet. Sadly for you guys, the entire conversation made it in. I hope you like soil science. I decided not to edit down much of the final polish so you could see how long it took. And you'll see the procedure warts and all. It doesn't go perfectly, and you'll see that come in a little while. A little bit of a dent. Let's see if I can crank it up a bit. I don't want to scorch the opal, but I think I can actually just gently scrub the dent out of it. Nearly there. Ow! Okay, it's getting hot. Come on, water, do your thing. With these larger stones, you can do this thing called watch them as they drop. Alright, we are done here. Okay, after all of that, let's just open up this little device, turn her on. That sounds a little bit rude, doesn't it? I'm not meaning to be, I'm just tired. Your Honour, I honestly say I am tired. I'm not sure that'll work as a defence. I do work for the courts. Alright, now, here we are. This is the Riley Gunn Special. I'll try and zoom in, just so you can see what it looks like. See if we can get some nice colours. There you go. Look at that. It looks so much better in real life. You just have to believe me on this one. It's such a beautiful stone. All the colours are very subtle, and it's very full in colour. It's maybe a bit bandy. And let's have a look at how much it weighs. 8.65 carats. That sounds about right. So there you go. Nice stone, 8.65 carats. So I did that. Whilst I was there, I also did one or two more. On warning, 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 warning. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. So that's a nice little one. There we go. Look at that. There you go. This one here. This guy, let me just clean it down. It seemed to want to stay that way. It wasn't forcing its hand or anything, but just seemed nice, so I just kept it that shape. So good, that one. This one here, not bad. I think that'll be probably a $10 stone. This one, but that one will be like, you know, 0.3, 0.4 of a carat. A little bit of play of colour. This is one of Riley Gunn's knobbies, would you believe? That sounds so terrible. There you go, there's your sun flash. It looks like a sleeping Santa Claus, doesn't it? Oh, Merry God, it's not Christmas anymore. Oh, good man. So look at this one. These ones will be cleaned and sorted out, but maybe I need to do that side bit again. I like this one. Beautiful coverage, nice greeny, orangey colour. Late inclusion, I just pretty much did it this afternoon. This one probably has to go in with the 10. Oh no, yeah, I think maybe 20-30 bucks, not bad. This one just got a little bit of a tinge of blue just all around it. 15 bucks, I don't know. And this one's, yeah, this is another experiment with the doublets. So I've just not quite perfected the look of the thing yet, but don't worry, you watch this space. Here's another one that just needed a quick repolish. It's been done before. This one, what you see is what you get with this stone, but it is a nice shade of blue. Got an imperfection, I need to fix that up. This one, oh yeah, there's a small imperfection there. This one was just along for the ride. Nice little $10 earring stone, I reckon. This one, probably another $10 stone. I'm not going to invest any more time on it. There's a little bit of colour, but not much. And there's that black piece, which is a bit weird. So there you go, that's all of the stones that I did. Whew. Of course, the pièce de résistance. There we go. Tell you what, those opal salespeople who can really get them right in the middle of the camera, very clever. All right, I think we're done with that. Dr. Phil out. It's Dr. Phil. Subscribe. Notificate. Don't drill a hole in your